Alarmed by this strange endeavor, Ray believes that people will come to listen to the words of the law and the prophets, or Moses and the prophets. So we are listening to the prophet Jeremiah today, who had a word of hope for the people of Judah. And the word was, Hanamel, your cousin, is going to come to you and say, buy my field in Anathoth. And then as the Lord said, Jeremiah's cousin did indeed come to Jeremiah and said, buy my field in Anathoth. And Jeremiah knew that this was the word of the Lord, and he bought the field from his cousin. Now, many people thought Jeremiah was probably a little crazy for buying this piece of real estate in his hometown of Anathoth, because that property would one day, very soon, be worthless, because the land of Judah had been invaded by the Babylonians, and the city of Jerusalem was under siege. So the city of Jerusalem was surrounded by enemy troops, blocking trade in and out of the city, cutting off the water supply and other supplies into the city, and the people inside were suffering from hunger, disease, and despair. And it was during this time that Jeremiah purchased the property, and when he did so, he himself was imprisoned. He had been imprisoned by King Zedekiah, the king of Judah, and he'd been in prison because Jeremiah had been going around proclaiming that God would let Jerusalem fall and that King Zedekiah would be taken or sent into exile. And as we know from the study of history, we know that this all came to pass. The city of Jerusalem did fall. The Babylonians captured King Zedekiah, sent him to be exiled in the land of Babylon. And the book of Jeremiah records that the city of Jerusalem was a waste without human being or animals, and that the streets and towns of Judah were desolate and without inhabitants. Pretty dire situation. So why in the world did Jeremiah think it was a good investment to purchase this property from his cousin? Because he had faith. He had faith in the word of the Lord. He trusted the words he heard from God. For thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, houses and fields and vineyards shall again be bought in this land. The people besieged in Judah and Jerusalem were focused on the fear and despair in and around them. But Jeremiah said that God was at work on their behalf, despite the circumstances, and that there was more going on that they could see. So he bought this field. Many times the prophets are known for the things they say. Sometimes they are known for the things they do. And this symbolic action is a symbol of his trust and fidelity in God, and also a symbol of God's faithfulness and fidelity to the people of Israel. Jeremiah is usually known as a prophet of doom and gloom, and we'll